In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what petite sizing means in clothing, what that means for you, and tips on what to look for when you're shopping. I'm also going to mention some brands that are my favorites to shop in and some new ones I discovered. Some of you may already know all of this information about petite sizing because you're a short girl like me. But for those of you who might be between sizes or are kind of wondering if a petite size might fit you, this is for you. So as I said, I'm a short girl, I'm only 5 feet tall, so if you are like me, you know the struggle of finding petite clothes, especially in a brick and mortar store. I think there's a misconception that people relate petite to tiny. And while generally that's the definition of petite, it is tiny, it's not the definition of what petite means in clothing. So in terms of clothing, the difference really is in the height and in the size ranges that are available. They are made to fit people who are under 5'4" tall. It also means that the sleeve length might be a little bit shorter, the shoulders might be a little more narrower, a dress is a little bit shorter. But it can be tricky because if you're like me, I'm definitely a petite on the bottom as far as lengthwise, but I'm a little bit broader in my shoulders and across the bust line. So sometimes a petite doesn't always work for me on top, or if it does, I end up going up a size to be a bit more comfortable. So for example, I might be a petite medium in a top, and I like to buy petite tops because they tend to be shorter, right? They're not so long on your body, but sometimes they're just a bit too snug. So when I wear a petite medium, typically I might go up to a petite large just to have more wiggle room and to be more comfortable, especially through the shoulders. And I found this to really be true in a coat or a trench coat. I like to go up a little bit so that I can layer underneath. But as I've shown in some of my previous videos, there are brands out there that have regular sizes that work good for petites. And there are some brands that take it a step further and actually have, not only are they shorter in length, but the risers are shorter and the armholes tend to be a little bit narrower, so there's not so much of a gap. Then there's also a difference in petite and short sizing in pants. So a size 6 short is only going to be shorter in overall length. So for example, a size 6 petite is going to be shorter in length, but it's also going to have a shorter rise. So what are some tips for shopping petite sizes? The first might be obvious, and you probably know this very well if you are a shorter person like I am, is to shop online. Most brands in store, even some of my favorite ones and some that I'm going to mention here, don't carry a lot of sizing or options or very many pieces at all on the floor. So shopping online has become my best friend in terms of finding things that I actually like, that are modern, and that fit well. So another tip that I have found to be very helpful to me when I'm shopping is knowing my measurements. And I know that sounds really scary. Trust me, it is not my favorite thing to do. But if you don't want to do your measurements, at least know these 3. Know your inseam. Take a tape measure and measure from your crotch all the way down to your foot. This is going to be very helpful shopping petite sizes or any sizes because most brands will list all of this information in the description of the items that you're looking at. And especially if you're ordering online, you'll save yourself a lot of money if you know your measurements and know that this item will work for you so that you don't have to return it. Also, know your rise. Take a tape measure and do the same thing. Measure from your crotch all the way up to where your pants or where you want your pants to hit you on your waist. Most brands list this information as well. Another good one to know is your measurement from your shoulder down to your hip. This is helpful when you're looking for blazers or trench coats or jackets. Because how many times have you ordered a jacket or bought a blazer and you got home and it comes down to your knees? It's happened to me quite a few times. So that's why I say that those 3 measurements are important to know and very helpful for you to know when you're shopping. Another tip when shopping online is to read the reviews. There are so much helpful information in those reviews, particularly with petite sizing, because people will tell you the truth, right? So I highly recommend you go and read the reviews. Sometimes you can find really, really good information in those reviews. Another tip is to find a great tailor. I know it's more expensive, I know it's an extra step in your clothing, but it's worth the money if you want to have a piece that is fitted just for you. It makes all the difference in the world. And also, make sure you're looking at the return policies if you're buying online. Make sure that those things can be returned if they don't fit you. So some of my favorite stores to shop in are the Gap. They have a lot of ranges in size and also options. Banana Republic is another one of my favorites. They have a great selection of petite sizes and their clothes are modern and not too pricey. And Taylor is another good one. Lands' End. Lands' End actually has a Petite Plus section in their store. And their sizes go up to a 26, extra small through 3X, and a size 2 up to 26. So that's a good one to check out if that's something you're interested in. And when I was researching for this video, I came across a brand called Universal Standard, and they also have a Petite Plus sizing range. And it was started by 2 women who were very frustrated shopping because they couldn't find their sizes, and they were inspired to create this brand. So I recommend you check that one out. Their sizing is 4 extra small through 4 extra large and a 00 through a size 40. So I was really intrigued when I came across that brand, and I'm definitely gonna check it out. I love the story and just so proud of these women who had a problem and they solved it by creating their own business. So I will link all of these down below so you can check them out if you're interested. I'm curious what your challenges are as a petite or a shorter person. Let me know in the comments below what you struggle with. Let us know if you have any tips when shopping for petite sizes. Also, let me know if you have questions or something that is helpful to share with everybody else. I do hope this was helpful for anyone who is wondering what petite sizing is or on the fence about whether or not they should try petite size. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content on this channel, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a blessed weekend.